Okay, so we need to talk about yesterday. I mean, literally yesterday, February 3rd, 2026.
Mhm.
Well, most of us were just going about our day, something like, what was it, 285, maybe $300 billion in equity.
Just vanished.
Just gone. Poof! In a single trading session.
Yeah, they're already calling it the SaaSpocalypse.
Yeah.
And the financial world is still trying to figure out what hit them. We've pulled together analysis from Jefferies, Morgan Stanley,
Right.
the actual technical release notes from Anthropic, and this massive 20,000-word essay from their CEO, Dario Amodei.
And the really wild part is that this wasn't, some big scandal. This whole crater in the market was caused by software plugins.
That's it. And that's the mission for this deep dive, really, to figure out how we went from assistive AI, like the chatbots we've been using for years.
The ones that write an email for you.
Exactly. To agentic teammates that can, quite literally, do your job from start to finish.
Okay, so let's unpack that term, agentic. Because I feel like we've all heard AI agent thrown around, but this feels different.
It's very different. Before, you'd chat with an AI. It gives you text, you copy it, you paste it. Agentic AI has agency. It doesn't just talk, it acts.
Ow.
So the new Claude Cowork platform uses a thing called pixel counting. It literally sees your screen, identifies a button, and clicks it, just like a person would.
Whoa. So it can read, edit, create files on my actual computer.
Right on your local machine. It's not just giving you advice anymore.
It's driving the car.
It is the car. And the trigger for yesterday's crash was what they released on January 30th. Just 11 of these open source plugins.
And they were targeted, right? This wasn't random.
Oh, extremely targeted. Take the legal plugin. It automates these really sticky, high-revenue tasks, like NDA triage or contract redlining.
Which is why Thomson Reuters just plummeted.
It's exactly why. They dropped 18% in a single day. Investors suddenly realized, well, if an AI can just handle the redlining end-to-end, why am I paying for this massive software suite?
18%, that's just staggering. And under the hood, the secret sauce is this MCP thing, the Model Context Protocol.
Yeah, think of it like a universal translator. Before, the AI was sort of trapped inside a browser window.
Right.
The MCP lets it reach out and touch your local data. It can go to your messy downloads folder, organize everything, and then push that data to Slack or Microsoft 365. No custom integration needed.
Okay, that explains the panic spreading. It's not just legal tech. I was reading about the shockwaves hitting Indian IT giants. Infosys, Wipro.
And this is where it gets heavy. The whole Indian IT model for decades has been linear headcount scaling.
More work, hire more people.
Exactly. But if an agent that costs a fraction of a salary can do that same back-office compliance work, that model just breaks.
And Anthropic's CEO, Dario Amodei, isn't sugarcoating it. That essay you mentioned, The Adolescence of Technology.
It's a sobering read. He's on record predicting that AI will eliminate 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs.
Within 5 years.
Within 5 years. And he also says, get this, their AI is now building its own successors. It took just 1.5 weeks for the AI to build the next version of their tools.
Yeah.
That kind of speed is terrifying for business as usual.
But hold on, there has to be a counter-argument, right? Not everyone thinks the sky is falling.
Oh, absolutely not. NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang basically called the panic illogical. The main defense is what they call the data moat.
Right, the idea that the data itself is the real asset.
That's it. Sure, the AI can read and redline a contract, but it doesn't own decades of proprietary case law. The argument is that the value will retreat back to the data owners, like Thomson Reuters, not the software wrapper around it.
So the castle might hold, even if the soldiers are all robots. But speaking of robots running loose, we have to touch on this shadow agent crisis.
It's the immediate security risk. It's happening right now. You have employees trying to save time, secretly wiring these unmanaged agents directly to internal company databases. It's an IT security nightmare. Massive risk of data exfiltration, just because someone wanted to finish a report a little faster.
So when you put it all together, it feels like we've shifted from AI as a tool you use to AI as the primary interface you work through?
That is the synthesis.
Yeah.
The value isn't in the application anymore. It's in the raw outcome. You don't care how the contract got drafted. You just care that it's done and ready to sign.
Which brings us to a final thought. We talked about legal, IT, but one of those plugins was for generative biology.
Right. And as these agents get good enough to design, say, novel molecules for drugs, we hit a really strange new problem. Unlearning.
What do you mean?
Well, if an AI can figure out how to create a life-saving drug, it can probably also figure out how to create a bioweapon.
So, if AI is now building itself in a week and a half, how can you possibly teach it not to know certain things? Can you actually control what a self-improving mind chooses to learn? Something to think about.